Welcome back. I'm McKenna.
And I'm Cass. And this is Call You in 5. Are you ready for it?
Dun, dun, dun.
I'm so excited. I know I say that when we start every episode, but I literally, every time I wear this shirt, if you're listening audio only and you're not watching us on YouTube, we have our Eras Tour shirts on. I cannot tell you how fun it is to be in the wild and people stop you and be like, oh my gosh,
did you go?
Did you see Taylor Swift? And I'm like, well, yes, I did. And we like talk for 5 minutes about
For sure.
the concert and
what night they went
and where she is now and like what surprise song she played last night. Like it is like a cultural phenomenon.
It really is. It really is. And I wear this as a swimsuit cover up to the pool all the time.
Yeah, I see it on TikTok.
Without doubt. Without doubt. Over 5 people.
Yeah.
Say something.
Every single time. And we got this for Joey. That's the best part about this.
We did.
And I see it on you every single day.
I wear it more than Joey wears it. I wear it more than my own shirt.
Yeah. I love that. Well, we got these ones to match. And I wear this one. I basically wear this over a sports bra when I'm going to Pilates. And then I take it off. My instructor at top comments on it every time. It's like,
the most comfortable shirt too.
Yeah.
Like, I was kind of worried about the quality initially, but I was willing to, pay the money.
Yeah.
No, the quality I feel like is there too.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure you've seen on TikTok all the gals talking about how their screen printing faded when they washed it. Have you washed yours yet?
I did. Well, this one. I've washed this one.
Oh, it looks great.
I've washed it multiple times and dried it.
I was a little nervous with my sweatshirt. So I haven't washed it yet, but I feel like you can wait a little longer to wash sweatshirt.
Yeah,
So when I cross that bridge, I'll deal with it.
I haven't experienced that with that.
Anyways.
Not yet, at least.
All right. We should talk about it.
Yeah, let's recap it, and I feel like we should start with the ticket purchase because I was the person who just got lucky and had a friend get tickets. So I feel like you should talk about the experience of getting the tickets.
Oh my Lanta. Well, before you and I even decided to go together, it was November, or maybe it was even October 2022. Yeah. And I have a group of friends from college, and we all love Taylor Swift, love Taylor Swift. A game we played driving up to the mountains once was how many Taylor Swift songs can you guess correctly in a minute? Just hitting them like one after another just based on like the first few seconds of the song. We played that as a game
so fun.
Going to the mountains a couple of years ago. And so there's a group of us that were going to go, and they're like, hey, I don't care what city we go in, because we kind of live all over now. One of my friends, we all went to school in Arizona, but one of my friends lives in Georgia. I live in Denver, obviously. And then my other friend lives in Iowa. And we're like, okay, where are we all going to convene? And my fourth friend actually still lives in Arizona. So we're like, we should all go together. And we decided that Arizona made the most sense. I'm like, okay, great. So I registered for the verified fan presale in Arizona. Well, I go look at the dates after I got the presale code and everything. I go look at the dates. And I realized that one of my best friends is getting married that weekend. And I'm in the wedding in Austin, not in Arizona. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I totally dropped the ball. I can't go. And I was so disappointed, but I'm like, it's okay. I'll still get tickets
somewhere.
Somehow. And so I ended up being on the presale that day back in November for the Arizona concert. The opening ended up being opening day. So I ended up being on, I got on Ticketmaster that day to try to get tickets for someone else who wanted to get tickets for the show. I kid you not when I say that I was on Ticketmaster for 6 hours that day, just in the queue. And when I got through, it was completely sold out for pre-sale. So strike one.
Yeah.
I have a Capital One card. So I get on for Denver for the Capital One pre-sale. I get through, I'm clicking on tickets, and they're like, someone's already bought this. Strike two. So strike one was trying to get tickets for a friend. Strike two was the Capital One presale. And then they canceled the general sale, and I about died. I was so disappointed. My college friends all got tickets to go to Arizona.
Aww.
And I was so disappointed. And so, people found out really quick that all these bots were buying up the tickets and that they were going straight to resale on StubHub, Ticketmaster, Vivid Seats, whatever. And so, these gals on TikTok, or Swifties, just came out of the woodwork on TikTok and was like, let's connect one another with tickets. And so I just started commenting on these TikToks hey, I'm looking for 2 tickets in Denver. And I probably did that not on too many, 15 TikToks, of people trying to connect one another with people trying to get tickets to go to shows. And of course, every single one of those video comment sections was 1 to like 9 to 1 in terms of like 9 people looking for tickets to one person actually like willing to sell tickets, you know, especially for cost. So I only have a business TikTok. So on my business Instagram, I get a DM that's like, hey, are you still trying to go to the Denver show? I'm like, yes, I'm still trying to go to the Denver show. She's like, hey, I'm like selling these lower bowl seats for
They were
cost.
so good.
And they ended up being
They were so good.
seats. And I was like, okay, sweet. I look at her Instagram. She's a real person. Like, she really exists. So we get on FaceTime. We like do the whole exchange, download them from my Ticketmaster immediately. And just like that. No, not everyone has that story with trying to buy tickets from someone they meet on TikTok.
Right.
Because so many of those people are fake.
Yes.
Or scamming you.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was like the gift of TikTok that we got tickets.
For sure. And the whole time I was just at home filming my TikToks and putting my baby to sleep. And you're like out there fighting for blood, you know?
Well, it was so funny.
And I'm just living my life.
Well, and that was the funny thing too, is I didn't have someone in mind. I just knew that I needed to go. I actually don't care who I go with. I just need someone to go, but I need someone who's going to match my energy. And I don't even think, maybe you and I had talked about it before I went to the
briefly.
Ticketmaster war. And you were like, well, if you can get an extra ticket, because I was also going to get one I was going to try to get 4, I think. And you were like, well, if you can get an extra ticket, like, I would love to go. And then my other friends ended up getting tickets. And so I called you. Hey, would you want to go?
I was like, yes. How much are we talking? I was ready to
spend.
When you said 300, I was like, done.
Yeah. And that's like, and as far as like cost goes, that's a lot of money to spend on something.
But considering what other people spent on it, I don't know.
Yeah, especially
where we were.
We just scored.
Yeah, where we were sitting too. Those seats were so much better than I thought they were going to be.
Were really? Mm-hmm. Yeah, they were what I thought they were going to be. Yeah. For sure. Yeah. Oh, I would go back and do it again. Should we talk about the day now that we talked about the like, oh my gosh, the preparation?
Yes. But the prep was so long. You know, you got the tickets and it was like waiting 6 months.
Totally.
It was kind of crazy how long.
And I was so thankful that we got tickets before the first show. Because when all of the commotion started coming out on TikTok of the show, I was like, okay, I can watch this and be excited because I know I'm going to be able to see it. Not like sad that I will never get to see it.
Right.
You know?
Plus, I feel like after everybody started seeing the show, the ticket prices just like started skyrocketing. You know?
Yeah.
Like people started realizing I can sell my tickets for a lot of money.
Yeah. It's crazy.
It is. But we should talk about the day.
Okay.
Because you were staying at your pastor's house. And I was at my house, but it was on a good day, 30 minutes away, right?
Yeah. Well,
but
so for context, my place flooded June 30th. We took on, my like room was taking on water until July 7th. And so I was already the entire month of July like floating between places. The night before, I was staying at a friend's house because my brother was in town and I needed a place for both of us to stay because the place I was staying before that couldn't accommodate both of us. And so I stayed at a friend's house, so there's a place for my brother to stay, cleaned up that place that morning, drove to like a new accommodation to house sit for my pastor's family, as you mentioned, which was 2 miles from the venue.
Which was like the perfect location.
Yeah, it was unbelievable.
Yeah. But we had plans to meet at, 3:30?
Or like 2:30.
2:30.
Yeah.
2:30.
Because we were going to try to get there by 4.
Yeah.
Try to leave there by 3:30 to get there by 4.
Yes. And we hadn't gotten ready yet. Like we wanted to get ready together.
We wanted to do the TikToks, the whole thing.
We wanted to, make it an event. And I left my house thinking it'd be 30 minutes and then it ended up, nothing goes to plan. Day of. Tons of traffic. Should have planned for that, but I didn't.
But I feel like we did a really good job of like, once you got there, and obviously I was still scrambling, trying to get settled and like do my pre-TikToks, right? Because like all the TikTok advice that I had seen was start early.
Yeah.
Anyways, so I remember when you got there, it like ended up being perfect timing for us to start getting ready. And I feel like we did a good job like enjoying ourselves as we got ready.
Yeah, we both we both curled our hair. We were running behind from what we wanted to leave at.
Yeah. But
it ended up being totally fine. Like we curled our hair, we put on fun little pearls, did our makeup, got dressed, did our TikToks, which was so much fun. I mean, obviously those are on our TikTok.
Yeah.
If you want to go see them. And then we were planning on walking.
And then it was a $10 Uber.
And it was a really cheap Uber. So that was
and so
great.
I think we left. I want to say we wanted to leave at 3:30, and I think we left at like 4:15.
Yeah.
We were gonna get there after the gates. Well, not like we were that far, but I think we were gonna get there when the gates opened. So like
because of merch.
Because we wanted to get there early for merch. Yeah.
But it ended up working out totally fine because although we hear the horror stories of people waiting in line forever for merch, we didn't have to wait that long.
Well, and I think that there's one thing to be said about the merch trucks outside, and I saw this later, was like, there's no reason to wait in those lines if you have tickets to the show because anyone can stand in those lines. Right. You don't have to be going to the show. And so I don't even know how we got there so fast and like skirted through the line, but we got merch so quick right after we got in and like just got to enjoy ourselves and like all the people. Like I feel like I just met so many people.
Yes, that was so fun.
Those girls sitting behind us went to Purdue and
yes, and then the mom and daughter.
And the two daughters,
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh, that was so cute. And like the older daughter was dressed up like the Taylor from You Belong With Me.
Yeah.
Which I love.
It was so much fun because it was like a full experience. And I love that it became a thing to dress up for it.
Yes.
I don't really know how that happened. Do you know how that happened?
No, I don't know if you remember this. Before she even announced the Eras Tour, I think it was just a thing to dress up for Taylor Swift concerts. Because
I went to the Reputation tour, and I don't remember that being a thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I remember maybe a lot of people were planning on dressing up for Loverfest.
Okay.
When that was scheduled in 2020. Because I remember after Folklore and Evermore came out, there being TikToks about when the Lover Swiftie meets the like folklore Swiftie, and they were like dressed like obviously completely differently as the eras reflect. And so I don't know, I think people have just been planning on dressing up forever.
Yeah, well, I love that became
an
a thing.
iconic artist, like
for sure.
All of her genres of she really has like genres of music through her eras that like
for sure.
I don't know, it's just so fun.
Plus the whole show was just so well done.
Yeah.
That it almost made sense to dress up for it. Like,
totally.
The whole thing was just, like, the best experience.
Yeah. Wait, before we talk about the show, how did you decide what to wear?
Yeah, that was a tough one. I think I kind of decided day up because I was going between a couple different outfits.
Yeah. Because you got the green one super early on.
Yes.
Like, for TikToks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I got it for, like, TikToks because a lot of people were reenacting it. Mm-hmm. And so I got it specifically to reenact.
Yeah.
The Taylor Swift
concert.
Yeah. You know? So that's what I got it for. And I actually loved it.
Yeah.
I really loved it. I got another outfit that I was thrifting.
Yeah,
and
the
found,
one we talked about in our last episode.
And I was going to alter it and like make it a little bit shorter, change it. And I never got around to doing that. And I'm kind of glad I didn't because I ended up loving wearing the outfit that I wore, which is the green dress I got on Etsy. Mm-hmm. So
and it like we kind of matched.
Yes, and then your outfit was literally perfect.
So I was
you were going back and forth between things too.
Well, so I was also going back and forth between things because I wanted a Fearless inspired look, and the dress I originally wanted to get, I think from Lulu's, by the time I went to order it, was sold out because of course everybody else wanted to look like Taylor Swift.
Yeah,
and so I was like looking for other fringe sequin. What is that color? Like champagne dresses. And of course, I could not find any. But I found like a rose gold one that actually looked pretty spot on Fearless wise. But when it came in, it barely covered my butt. Like the material, like the fringe went down like below my finger. It was short, like very short. And so when I first tried it on, I'm like, oh, I can't wear this. This is way too short. I'm like brainstorming. I'm like, if I cut it here, can I make it a skirt and a top? But then I'm like, okay, all the fringes come into like a point. I don't think that will work. All that to say, I ended up just getting a tan bodysuit and like tights, like went full ballet mode and wore it over. So cute. And it ended up being perfect. Yeah. And I like literally was just home visiting my parents last week. I cannot tell you how many people made a comment about my eras. My dad was like, wow, you and your friend went like, because my nails were still eras.
Yeah.
You and your friend went all out for that. Our neighbor was like, our friend was going to the Eras Tour and didn't know what to wear, so I showed them your photo from Instagram. And then I was at dinner with my mom, and she was like, oh, Cass, I just changed my contact photo for you. Here, let me show you.
And it's
literally the photo of me like showing off my nails in the dress at the stadium. It was so funny. Another guy like texted me and was like, I have literally your outfit for the Eras Tour was so spot on. I've like started listening to Fearless again. I'm like,
Oh,
Taylor, you should know those royalties came from my outfit. Anyways,
it was so cute.
I loved our outfits.
Yeah.
Loved the fanfare of it all.
Yeah.
You know, I just loved. It was just a wonderful experience.
And actually, speaking of my outfit, my friend was going to the LA one.
Yeah.
And she borrowed my outfit. She wore it this weekend.
I love that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I know. That's the other thing about these outfits is they're like so unique. It's like you kind of gotta either find someone to like give them to and share the love with, or get that on Poshmark quick.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Now she's going back to the U.S. next year. Maybe there'll be another use for it. But
which, you know, I maybe have been on the wrong side of TikTok, but I have heard people talking about making assumptions that she is doing it during football season because she might be running her tour through the Super Bowl. Have you heard that?
Yeah, I've seen that.
It'll be interesting to see what happens there.
Yeah.
But
that'd be crazy.
Yeah, that would be.
That would be a sold out Super Bowl.
I mean, her marketing for this whole thing was so good that it would almost be like dumb if they didn't use her for the Super Bowl because so many people would be invested.
Yeah, the Super Bowl theory is crazy because it's actually an option. She wasn't able to perform for so long because of the conflict with Pepsi sponsorship with the Super Bowl and her partnership with Coca-Cola.
I didn't know all that, but that would make sense.
Yeah.
I'm a Swiftie, but you're like the next level Swiftie.
But no. I actually don't think that's fair. So what I call people, there's Swifties like you and I who love Taylor Swift.
I just like grew up with her, you know?
Yeah. I told my chiropractor that, and he gave me such a hard time. He was like, oh, so you like braided each other's hair in 3rd grade? Like that kind of grow up? And I'm like, no. She's just like a couple years older than me, and wrote songs that like impacted me when I like needed to hear them or as I was like growing into them.
And it's so relatable going through the same things.
Well, and
she did.
And I think that's what makes the whole experience of being at the concert so special. Every person in that stadium is there because like they have that kind of relationship. They fought the Great War to be there. And there's nothing like that energy of like seeing the clock come down.
Oh my gosh.
And everyone just scream every word to Miss Americana, the Heartbreak Prince,
gosh.
the whole Bridge of Cruel Summer. It was just the energy. I've never been in a concert like that before.
Yeah, it was hands down the best concert I've ever been to.
Yeah.
I haven't been to tons, but I've been to some good ones. I don't think anything in my lifetime will ever beat that, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, it was so good. It was so well done. Obviously, I went with an amazing person.
I feel the same way. I asked the best person to go with me. Yeah.
It was so much fun. And
yeah, what was your favorite part of the concert, you think?
That is a hard question. Because I can think of like 5 things that I liked.
Okay, go.
I loved getting ready with you.
Oh, me too.
I thought that was really fun.
Yeah.
I loved singing every song with you. That was really fun. It's just like when you're looking around the stadium and everybody's wearing one of those light up. It's insane how many people are there.
Yeah.
And all like singing the same. Like I can't imagine how she feels, you know? Seeing how many people are in there. Like I can't imagine how she feels looking around and seeing all of those bracelets, you know, just seeing so many people. It felt really magical, kind of like stars almost like when you're looking around. But no, I loved dressing up. It just made the whole experience even better. And then of course, the concert was just, I mean, it's like you can't pick one part. It was just all so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think my top favorite moments, my all-time favorite moment was the surprise song.
Yeah, that was good.
She played Starlight, which was her first song. I like talked about this on social media, but Starlight is a song that I can like vividly remember like screaming with my best friend in Portland, which is like fun because we both grew up there, in my like VW Beetle, and I had like cued it as like the song over my Instagram story that morning, and it had like made a bracelet for it and everything, and like sure enough she played it that night and I like lost my mind seeing the whole stadium lit up red. And then my second favorite moment would be Dear John. Yeah, their
surprise song. Is that weird?
Yeah. So my second favorite moment would be when she played Back to December, because there was no intro, just like there was a long piano intro, and then the lights just casually, like of people's bracelets, casually started moving from like blue to purple, and it was the weekend after the Speak Now release. It was so cool.
It was.
I think all the Fearless was really special for me. Singing that with you, like I loved that. My outfit was kind of Fearless inspired, so I really thought that was cool. I loved all of Midnight's, like because I love the Midnight's album.
Me too.
So I thought that like all of her choreography and intentionality with some of that stuff for like Mastermind and Bejeweled, I'll just never forget for the rest of my life. And Karma.
Well, and we were just talking about how talented literally every single person on that stage was. I mean, Taylor Swift, of course, but like her dancers, guitar players, her singers, the amount of work that went into making that stage.
The people you don't even see who are coordinating all of the stage, movement.
I just like can't even fathom the amount of effort that goes into planning all of that. And keeping track of all her outfits, making sure they're in order, making sure all her guitars that she's using are in order. Like,
I can't. The microphones.
No, I can't even.
Well, and I think number 5, like my 5th thing is every person,
I cut you off. Sorry.
Oh, no. You can cut me off. We're just talking. I totally agree with you. I think every person who's like on that crew, and obviously the dancers and the background singers and the backup singers and the musicians, they're all so talented and like the best people for their jobs, which I think is so fun. Every time I see someone who's so perfectly fit for the work that they do, I just get excited, you know? But my 5th favorite thing of my 5 is, like you said, there's 70,000 people in the stadium. I saw something really funny on TikTok that was like a pano of the stadium. It was like, I can believe that 70,000 people want to see Taylor Swift. I can't believe that 70,000 people want to see the Broncos play.
Yes.
Every weekend or every home game, whatever.
I did see that.
Anyways, and so I just think being with that many people who know all the words to these songs and have their own personal relationship and their own personal story. Like Taylor talked about that in the concert too. I wrote these songs about times in my life, but now they're for you. Now they're yours and they're ours. And I think that's so felt in that space.
Yeah.
Anyways.
It really is felt.
It's so crazy.
It really is.
Anything else?
It was just all so good. I wish I could go back and relive it.
Yeah.
Like I'm ready to go to LA right now.
I know. I wish we were there. And by the time this episode airs, it will be like her US 2023 tour will be rounded out. But I think it's just on the heels of having this conversation on the heels of the Barbie movie too. I feel like there's such a movement right now around women being like for women and about being for one another. I think there's like so much mean girl behavior in our society or like growing up. Stuff like this as adults to model for younger girls and one another is just such a good reminder of like how we are to like be in community with one another. There's so much opportunity for friendship and connectedness that she creates. I feel like it's almost like a higher call, like, okay, now go do that. Like in your workplaces, in your coffee shops. I love that. I don't know. In your fitness classes. Yeah. So
just spread it forward.
Totally.
Pass it on. I wish I could relive it.
Yeah, me too. I know. Make sure to tell us where you went and what you thought if we missed anything.
Or send pictures, like if you can tag us some pictures of what you wore. Like I want to see outfits. I wish you could see.
I know.
I mean, obviously like on TikTok, I'm like wanting to see everybody's transformation.
Totally.
I'm still soaking those up.
Thanks for listening to another episode of Call You in 5. We love reminiscing on the Eras Tour and would love to hear all of your thoughts, anything that we missed.
We'd love to chat. Till next time.